Hi, it's Ann here, and today's video is my intro for my project pan for 2025. So we're just kind of kicking it old school with this project, keeping it real simple, going back to what I did a couple years ago, what I started. I was trying to do last year, 24 and 24. That does not work for me. I was also trying to bring in some other products that weren't makeup products. I've decided I do want to do a project pan with like beauty items like hair care and skincare, but I'm going to do that in a separate project. This project will be very specific to makeup. I think I kept it around 10 to 12. Actually, I can look. I wrote it down. I have 15 items, but a couple of items are in the same category, which I've talked about in the past. I generally try not to have too many products within the same category, but sometimes it works. And in this case, it does kind of make sense. You'll see when we get there. So it's going to feel a little repetitive to last year because we are rolling in some products that I was using last year. I was trying to bring in some stuff new, and I was like, no, I really do need to roll some of this stuff in because that's how I get it done. It's going to take me more than a year to finish some of these items, so they need to show up in more than one project. So let's start off with this is going to be hopefully an easy finish. This is the LYS Skin Loyalty Setting Spray. I want to keep calling it the Natural Finish Setting Spray because that's the big lettering. Designers, that's a hint. Maybe don't put the big, put the product name bigger and like the descriptors a little bit smaller. But you can see here, we are very, very low in this. So we're right at the bottom there. I have marked it. Hopefully I don't lose that mark in the next little while. I think I can finish this by the end of January, I hope. It's starting to smell a little off. Now I didn't use it today. I can't smell that off when I smell it like this. I used it yesterday and I didn't notice it then, but a couple of days ago I used it and I was like, ooh, this smells off. So I just want to finish it. We're almost done. Let's just finish it. I wouldn't repurchase this one. My tried and true is the Urban Decay All Nighter. I think I have 3 of them. So yeah, once this setting spray is, why am I losing focus? Do I need to put a light on my face? I think I need to add some light to my face. Just a second. There we go. I've turned my ring light on. We're at that point of the day where I'm kind of just squeezing this in before it gets a little too dark. So yeah, wouldn't repurchase this, but we're going to try and finish that out. So that's another kind of tip from me to you is to try and pick a few things that are easy finishes because there's definitely stuff in here that are not easy finishes. So next is roll in from a previous project. This was in my Partners in Cream last year. It's the e.l.f. Cookies and Dreams. It's just sort of like a branded version of the Putty primer. We've got a nice big juicy, as Steph would say, pan. Look at that juicy pan in there. So I just want to keep going with this. I'm making really good progress. I could see myself repurchasing this, but I wouldn't repurchase obviously this specific one. It doesn't exist anymore. And I do want to try, once this one is done, I think I'm going to buy the liquid Putty primer version because a lot of people have said they kind of prefer that over this one, and I'd like to see. Maybe I'll buy both and kind of do a bit of a comparison at the same time. So there is that guy. Next up is my foundation, and a bit of a curveball. I'm throwing in this. This is the ABH Stick Foundation in the shade Cool Beige. I'll just show you how much I have of this. It's not a lot, but it just depends. I could definitely fly through this, or it could take a really long time. I'm not really sure. I think I did have this in a previous project. I did have a stick foundation in a previous project that was different than this that I finished fairly quickly, but this one is a little stiffer than that one. I wish I could remember which one that was. I really liked that one though. It was a better shade. Even though this is called Cool Beige, it leans a little yellow. So you can see it on my skin there. It's still kind of warm. And I am cool undertones. I full on admit that. Cool undertones. But this one just kind of, I don't know. So I wanted to use this one because it is one of my oldest foundations. It's from 2019. So like I said, I had a lot from 2019. This is one of those. I am still kind of on the side working on my Misha BB cream. Might throw that in my Partners in Cream. I'm not sure. We'll kind of see when we get to that point. But yeah, I have marked it on the side here so we can see how much it is. And then we'll just kind of measure against that. So concealers are super ass boring. I apologize. I am throwing back in my NARS Soft Matte Concealer in Cannelle. Just again, I've made such good progress on this. I want to keep going with it. And I don't want to hold off. I talked about maybe putting this in a little bit later in the year because it's going to be better for me a little bit later in the year. But I feel like if I do that, I'm going to run the risk of making it to the end of the year not having this finished. So I might as well kind of, even if I'm just slowly using it right now, use it as much as I can at this point. That's reasonable. And that will at least help me get to, I think, finishing it. I think if I'm using it now, I could see myself finishing this by the end of summer. But I feel like if I don't use it now, I'm going to be like rushing and cramming to use it at the end of the year, if that makes sense. So that is one concealer. And then I did decide to bring this back. So I was trying to use this week. This is the CoverGirl Trublend Concealer in the shade M20 or 200 Warm Beige. This is kind of funny because this one's called Warm, but let me swatch it. To me, it's cool toned. Yeah, you can see right there. To me, that's definitely a more pinkier undertone than what's called cool beige. So that, like, these two make no sense whatsoever in terms of naming conventions. But I was trying to use this earlier this week, and I just was not getting any product. So I was looking for, I have like needle nose pliers, and I could not find them. I have like two, because I have like regular like work ones, and then I had like craft ones. I think I maybe broke the craft ones, probably trying to pull out stoppers. I did get some of the stopper out, so the stopper's not there. Some of it is out. Some of it is inside the tube. It fell down, and I can't get it out. I tried with like tweezers. I don't know. It's so stuck to the side. I'm just like, okay, you're gonna live in there, I guess. Maybe when I use a bit more product, I'll be able to try and like grab it and pull it out. I'm not worried like sanitary wise. The stopper was already there, so the fact that it's just shoved down further is not the end of the world. And it's in one piece, like it's just like one big chunk of it, so like I'm not worried like of it being an issue. But yeah, like this one has, again, it's a very thick, I don't know how well you can see that on my swatch, but it's very thick concealer, so we do have some windowing happening in this, but it's definitely not a product that you can easily like mark down because it's mostly just stuck to the sides at this point. But I think I've got at least a month left. And what I like to use this for is sort of like a little bit more of like a foundation, no foundation kind of day. So that guy, hopefully we can finish that again and be an easy win. If not January, February. Like I can see myself, ooh, that's too late, sorry. Just like, should I add more light? No, let's not. I can see myself finishing that pretty quickly. Next up is the powder. So I was going to pull in the Laura Mercier powder that I've been using for the last month or so, and then I've decided I'm going to hold off on that because it is a bit newer. Again, another tip, not even a tip, but this is the way I like to do panning, is kind of look at what are my older products, because they're the ones that I just feel like are hanging around and I want to move them out. This one's a sad one. I kind of don't want to use it, but I have to. It's the oldest powder I have, I think. It's from 2019, and it's the Peach Perfect, and this is... Too Faced, bring this back. Like, why? Why did you get rid of this? I am so annoyed. Like, there's a lot of things that Too Faced does that's really stupid. We're about halfway on this. I've marked it there. And, yeah, it's approximately halfway. It wasn't super full to start with. Like, I haven't used this a whole lot. So just the packaging itself wasn't quite full. I feel like I'm going to fly through this. We'll see. I'm in no rush to finish it. But, you know, I've got to work on it and eventually move it out of my collection because it is older, and I'm really, really sad that this doesn't exist anymore because this is such a good powder. Yeah, so that's my powder. Then we have my bronzer. Now, I hummed and hawed with bronzers. I was looking at different stuff, and I'm like, do I work on one to hit pan? Do I work on some of my lighter ones because it's like I'm more pale right now? And I just opted... to again bring back an old product because again it's one of my oldest bronzers and I have pan on it, so there's a hope, there's a chance that I can finish this. It's the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This is like the regular Chocolate Soleil. I like this product. I think if I were to repurchase this I would get the milk chocolate because I think this is just a little too dark. Again, like I was swatching a bunch of bronzers. It's kind of hard to swatch. It's the bronzer that I am wearing today, which I feel like on camera doesn't look too bad, but I feel like in person it can get a bit intense. I already know that I go a little crazy with bronzer. We know this. It's who I am. But we've got good pan on here, a good dip in there. So I just want to finish it. I want to have a win with a bronzer this year because I don't think I finished a bronzer in 2024. I haven't gone through my like makeup empties for the year yet, so I don't know exactly what I finished for last year. But yeah, I pulled this in because I want to be able to finish it. The blush that I picked was this one. Again, it's one of my oldest blushes, but it's not that old. It's from 2019, and it's the Annabelle Perfect Blush in Pronto. So Annabelle is a Canadian makeup brand. I know when I say Annabelle, a lot of people think the Creepy Doll. Not the Creepy Doll makeup line. They have done some rebranding. They kind of went through a couple phases of rebranding. This is like a mid... They kind of like were a certain style. Then they were doing a little bit of this. Now they've changed it up again. I don't know if this blush still exists, but it's a great blush. It's the one that I'm wearing right now, and I love it because it is the most like neutral kind of blush that I have. You can barely see the swatch. It's really, I'm having a hard time swatching for some reason. Let's give this a real good swatch. You can sort of see it. It's right here. It's a bit hard to see with the lighting. But yeah, it's the blush I am wearing today, and I did go ham because I am filming. In person or like daily use, I wouldn't put so much on, but I feel like it's such an easy blush to wear. Out of all my blushes, this is like the most sort of cool tone neutral without getting too like purpley, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's why I picked this, and the goal is just to hit pan on this. I don't want to finish it, to be honest, and I'd rather just try and hit pan on it and see how that goes. The next product I have the same goal, is to hit pan, and this is the Pretty Vulgar, full name, it's a Shimmering Swan highlighter in the shade Glimmers of BS. So I'm just going to call it the Pretty Vulgar highlighter because that name is stupid long. I have had this in a project before. We do have a bit of a dip, so you can kind of see it. There's a bit of a dip in the middle there, but I haven't hit pan yet. So the goal is just to hit pan on this. It's definitely a blingy highlight, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge to do that. Again, I am wearing this highlight today. You can kind of see it on the side of my hand there. Again, the lighting is not really giving it justice. I don't know if my face will show. Yeah, you can see like, on my face. It's a pretty blingy highlight. So we're going to work on this just to hit pan. And I do have a second highlight in this project for now. I mean, it's just a tiny little thing. It's a sample that I've pulled into projects and I've tried to finish before. And I've never, actually, I'm not even sure if I've pulled it into projects, but I've tried to finish it before and I haven't been able to. So that's what we're aiming to do. This is from the brand Pure Anada. And this is their loose highlighter in the shade Ethereal. I will maybe use this as a highlighter. I will probably use it more as an eyeshadow. I can't really kind of show you. That's what it looks like. It's sort of like a light pink, champagne-y pink, and it's not quite as shiny. Like it's shiny but not shiny, if that makes sense. So it's a little bit more matte than the other one. That's a really, really heavy swatch of it. So I might use it as a highlighter. I might just use it to like dust on with eyeshadows. Like a lot of times, like I prefer to like do a lighter inner corner, and that's what I'll use this for. So I feel like this again could be a quick, hoping it's a quick win. There's not a whole lot of product in there. It's really hard for you to see. It's even hard for me to see, but there's not a lot of product in there. So I'd love to get that finished out. I wouldn't purchase it just because I don't like the idea of a loose highlight. Like I'm not a loose powder person. I've just accepted that of myself. Not a loose powder person. Again, bringing this back because I just need to finish it. But now that I've kind of figured a multi-use for this, I'm sad because I've been using this in my eyebrows and it's really helping with this one eyebrow that's like lower than the other. I'm really like working it to push up those hairs and it works really well. It doesn't last all day, but it does work better than a lot of products that I've used before. Actually, I'm not using it today because I'm testing something else out that's kind of working. So we'll see how that other product goes. I'll talk about that in my buys and buys. But yeah, this is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Glitter Glue. So I do use this for eyeshadow and I use it for my eyebrows. So we're starting to pick up the pace on finishing this. It'll be a sad day when it's done, but I do already have a replacement that I bought last year, maybe 2023, the NYX Glitter Glue. So there's that, guys. So I know that's not exciting to bring that back. We also have for eyes, I decided to switch out the mascara. I was just going to roll in the one that I was using for my last project last year, but let's just at least try and make it a little different. I feel like this one's not going to last in the project very long though. This is the Essence The False Lashes. False lashes. I say that every time. The false lashes. Falsy lashes. And this one is the pink one, which is Extreme Volume and Curl, which the camera does not want to focus on. There we go. There it is. The false lashes. So if I say the false lashes from here on out. Just ignore me. Just be like, yeah. We know what you're saying, girl. This one is kind of clumpy and kind of thick in not a good way. Like, it's a little too wet. So we're going to see how it goes. Maybe once it dries out, it'll get a little bit better. Maybe it'll kind of lean towards my, like, favorite L'Oreal Lash Paradise. But right now I find it gets a little clumpy, but it's also wet. So my lashes are really sticking to each other. And I'm not loving that. So we're going to work on this guy and see how it goes. I'm going to do the rule that I've done in the past. Try for 3 months. And if at the end of March, April, I'm not, like, for the April check-in, I'm not happy with this, we'll say goodbye to it. I mean, it's been open for a while, so it's not like it's brand new anyway. I do have 2 eyeliners because they're different, so, and they're going to be kind of unexciting, but I have to kind of pull them into this project this way because there's no easier way. There's no other liners that I really wanted to work on, and I really do want to work on these ones. So this is the Marc Jacob. I think they call these the Fineliners. Obviously, oh, gotta sneeze. Obviously, Marc Jacobs doesn't exist as a makeup brand. Are they bringing it back? I thought they said they were going to bring it back. But yeah, these tend to dry out, so I want to finish it up. It's super teeny tiny, but I can't roll it up to see how much there is because it's a click style. But this is very, very black, so I mostly will be tight lining with this and playing with other eyeliners as well. So there's that one. So we'll see how that goes. I've finished one of these before, for sure. I'm pretty sure I finished one of them before. Or no, it was the other Marc Jacobs liner that I finished, which were more notorious for going dry. I think these ones are a little bit better. I have one other one like this. And then this guy, this guy is just, like, annoying. So I just want to finish it. This is the L'Oreal, the Super Slim liquid eyeliner. It's pretty thin. It's not, I think the one that I bought from Sephora is a bit thinner. So the reason why this annoys the crap out of me is because it was supposed to be waterproof and it was not. Still pretty black, so it's actually the second line there. But I've been having this sit in my little, like, thingy, my brush holder, like this, because it's drying out already. And I have not had this for very long and I've not used it a whole lot, so I'm kind of annoyed by that. So that's why this is in the project. And you might be saying, Anne, feels like there's something missing. Because ye ol' Winky Lux is coming back. We are actually very close to finishing this. I was saying that I think this might be going until February. This could be a January finish, guys. Which is kind of, like, sad that I couldn't finish it in 2024. But holy crap, like, look at that. It is so tiny. I mean, I have been using it since my finale for 2024. It's pretty much one of the few, pretty much the only eyeshadow or eyebrow product I've been using. I've been playing with a couple others, but I pretty much use this exclusively. It's like it is what I have in my brows today. So yeah, like this could be a January empty. So we've got a few things that could be done by end of January, and I will roll in new stuff. I don't think I'm going to roll in a, what do you call it, setting spray, because none of the setting sprays that I have, I want to actively finish, if that makes sense. So I might leave out setting sprays from here on out. We'll see. We'll see if there's any, like, well, like I said, I'm going to have a beauty project pan anyway. So any of the facial sprays that I might have, because I have one that I don't like, that I need to finish up. So yeah, that'll be in that project pan. So this is it. Like, trying to keep this real simple, real easy for me. I prefer to keep it simple and straightforward. It makes, like, progress on these items easier. It makes updating easier. And yeah, like, let's hope we can get through. We got through, what, 15 products last year? If I can do 15 again this year, I will be happy with that. That would be a very good goal. So if you like this intro video, feel free to give it a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.